This
Clear. And
conference will now be recorded.
now I'm into success factors for last few years. I've been training on success factors, employee central and compensation as well. So that's a quick intro about me. I would like to hear from you all, one by one.
Yeah, hi,
Yeah.
Venu. This is Jyoti.
Yeah, hi Jyoti.
Yeah, I am from Bangalore. I
Mm-hmm.
have almost 6 years of experience in corporate action.
Mm-hmm.
Now I wanted to change it my domain. That's why I choose success factors.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anupriya, and I have around 5 years of experience. Started with the HR executive and as HR coordinator. Now I want to
Mm-hmm.
shift towards SAP.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Thank you, Manu.
Hi,
Hi.
Venu. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Lakshmi, this is Lakshmi actually. I have
Yeah. Hi.
overall like 5+ years of experience into HR recruitment. So currently also I'm working as a talent acquisition. So now I want to change my domain into success factors.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Lakshmi. So let me take names asked by name. Okay. Pradeep, you want to go ahead?
Hello,
Yep.
Nadia. Uh,
Okay. Jansi or
Hello.
Mini? Yeah. Hi,
Hi.
Jansi.
Yeah, I have around 11 plus years of experience in HR domain. I work as manager personnel in Coal India Limited. I have done in different domains in HR. Now I want to move into the technology side where our company has already implemented HCM, but I have not undergone any trainings on that, and I'm trying to move into the completely technology field. So I chose this as success factors, and I want to train on myself in this.
Okay. Yep. Thank you, Jansi.
Yeah, thanks.
Mini?
Hi, my name is Minnie. I have total 12 years of experience in recruitments, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn something new in which I can grow. So that's the reason I am into this training for Success Factor.
Yeah. Thank you, Mini. Bhavna or Vangala?
Venu.
Hello,
This is
my
Wang.
name is Bhavna, and hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. No. No. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Bhavna, and I do have experience around 5 years of medical industry, and I want to change my career in this success sector.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead, Vangala.
Yeah, this is Bangla. So I come with 12 years of experience and worked in all the greenfield implementations in SAP, ECC, on-premise and all. And I also worked on multiple clouds. Just that I want to switch to payroll actually. So I wanted to, brush up on my EC skills once again. So probably I was way back. I've learned EC again.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Any others?
Yes, my name is Hani Abdullah from Egypt. I have more than 14 years of experience in HR in different fields
Mm-hmm.
in HR department, and I worked as an SAP end user for more than 8 years. And in our university recently, we are working to implement SuccessFactors in Play Central.
Okay. Okay. Good to know that, Hani.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Hi, my name is Sweetie. I have 5 year experience in teaching, but I want to change my career and I want to come in success factor. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sweetie.
Hello. Hello, my name is
Yeah. Hi.
Gurudatta.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi, Guru.
Venu. So I'm a recent graduate. I just graduated in 2021 and now currently working as HR assistant. I need to grow in my career, so I have just chosen to go into success factors.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else or can continue? Okay. So
Let's
how
start.
many of you know what is the success factors? Let's start. What now? Let's now have this session as an interactive session, rather than me uh, just giving you a lecture. Let's have it as an interactive session. Okay. So how many of you know what is success factors? What is it used for? Don't know?
It's
Let's
a
forget about it.
cloud-based
It's a cloud-based
system.
cloud-based system. Okay.
Yeah,
And what would you
application.
do in success factors? Yeah, cloud-based application. What do we do in success factors? Forget about Employee Central or any other module. What do we do in success factors?
I hope that all the HR related activities are done with through this cloud-based application.
Exactly. So success factors is a HR application where we store, process, and manage the data of employees of the organizations. So when I say store, process, and manage, so we hire employees, okay? Anything related to recruitment. So you process the candidate, whatever requisitions that we have or whatever vacancies that we have, we find out those positions, we source the candidates, we interview the candidates, negotiate with the candidates, and we offer the candidates. That's all done in the recruitment. Once the candidate accepts the offer letter, candidate's information is pulled to Employee Central, where we maintain all of the data. Okay, whatever HR no, takes the data from employee, or sorry, the candidate. Okay, they update all of this information. Now it could be the personal information or employment information. When I say personal information, it is the education details, contact details, or address details, the employee's previous experience. So all of the personal information of the candidate. Along with that, there would be some other information like employment information, where you update the employee's salary details or the compensation details or the job information, like the company that the employee would be would be working in, or a department or a location, the number of hours that the employee is going to work. So all of this information, we call it employment information or job information. So we update all of this information while hiring and process the candidate, and now the candidate becomes an employee once all of the data is updated into the system. So system generates a number. We call it SAP. We are calling it as PERNER. Now here we call it as a employee ID or person ID. So as and when the data is to be updated, so either the HR updates the data, or if it is a personal data, let's say I'm an employee of an organization, so if I have to update my personal information, maybe there is a change in the contact information, or there is a change in the address information, or change in the marital status. So all of this information, I will have access. As an employee, I will have access. So I'll log into SuccessFactors application, I'll update my information. Okay. So that's Employee Central. Employee Central is all about maintaining of the employee data in the system. Okay, so other than Employee Central, we also have other modules of success factors like performance management or recruiting or onboarding, compensation, learning, reporting, and so on. And for all of these modules, Employee Central is the core or base. We call it as a core or a base module for success factors. Why? Because each and every of these modules require the data, master data, and that is maintained in Employee Central. Now, success factors is a cloud-based HR application. Now, what do you mean by cloud-based? Anybody?
Cloud means we don't
Whenever we require, we can pull the data.
access anywhere.
We can access it from anywhere.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are we going to access this?
Through internet.
Through internet. Okay, it is same as your Gmail or any application that we
Right.
use. Okay, so the data, all of the data. So there are two things. One is the cloud computing applications, and the one is the on-premise applications. SAP HCM is a on-premise application. Okay, let me make it clear that to learn success factors or to get into success factors, SAP HCM or knowledge into SAP HCM or experience into SAP HCM is not mandatory. Okay, it's good to have experience or knowledge into one of the HR applications. It could be anything, or even if you are into HR functional or a knowledge of HR, that would be sufficient. And so anybody can learn success factors. Now, let's compare the on-premise applications and the cloud computing applications. Now, in on-premise applications, all of the data that we process, okay, that gets stored in the servers, the locally hosted servers, okay, which are connected to our systems. So if you have thousands of employees working in the organization, whatever the employees updates, it gets stored in the database, which is hosted in the local server. Whereas in cloud computing applications, we don't see the physical servers. So these servers are hosted remotely somewhere in the cloud. And we access the information through internet. And we can access this data from any corner of the world. So if employee is working in US and but the organization is in UK, yes, we can still access the data from any corner of the world. That's because of the cloud computing application. So if you look at the definition of cloud computing application, it is the practice of using a network of remote servers hosted in internet to store, manage, and process the data rather than a local server or a personal computer. So when you're using on-premise application, if you want to access the data, even then you need your internet, or you need to connect your local system or your personal computer to the server either through VPN, either through VPN, or you need to connect no, your servers. So the structure of the on-premise or cloud computing applications are your infrastructure, platform, and application. You look at this picture, it says the base of any of these models are the infrastructure. The first thing that you need is the infrastructure, and the infrastructure is your servers, the space that you need, and then platform on which the application is built, and then the third is the application. Based on the cloud computing model, the I'm sorry, based on the cloud compute, based on this structure, the cloud services have been divided into three. The first one is IaaS, which is infrastructure as a service. Some customers, what they do is they only take infrastructure. They don't take no the complete application. They take only the server space. Okay, they subscribe for the server space and they start utilizing that server space. They may build their own application or they may use it for their internal purposes. That is called infrastructure as a service. That means in the cloud services model, the first thing is infrastructure as a service. And then second is platform as a service. In platform as a service, you'll get both infrastructure and the platform. So every application is built on some platforms. So you decide on what platform you want to build your application. Here we have to build or develop our own application. And the third is software as a service, where you get infrastructure, platform, and the application. You just subscribe for the application and start using that application. And the example of your software as a service is your success factors or a Workday or a Salesforce. where you subscribe and start using the application. Now, when I say start using the application, all of these applications are developed keeping in mind the regular or the common configuration. Like, let's take an example of a HR application. Every company wants to hire an employee. So when they hire an employee, what all information they take? So all of this comes in the standard application, and any other information that you want to capture, you can configure it in the system. So all of the organizations may not need the same data or similar data. Now, some companies say, I don't care the address of the employee, so I don't want to maintain address information. So what we have to do as a consultant, we have to configure, or we should go get the requirement from customer, what they want to use the application for, what information they want to track. Sometimes it happens that customer has got a requirement which is not available in the system. So we can go customize those requirements. Okay, so this is done in the software as a service. The examples of your platform as a service are your force.com, on which the Salesforce is built, Windows Azure. And the examples of infrastructure as a service is your AWS, Amazon Web Services, and VMware. Okay, so they only provide the infrastructure, they only provide the server space. Now, why do customers choose the cloud computing application? Why not on-premise? Why customers are moving out from on-premise applications to cloud computing applications? The first and foremost is the productivity anywhere. We can work from any corner of the world. You don't have to be in office, or you don't have to be physically present in the uh, office location where you have your database or server. You can have the application installed in your mobile. You can approve leaves, or you can apply for a leave, or you can update your information. So all of these things can be done from your mobile as well. You just have to go to Play Store or iStore, download SuccessFactors application, scan, and then start using the application. So that's productivity anywhere. Offsite data storage. So since it is a cloud computing, we don't store the data physically in the servers, and they should not be hosted in your locations, office locations. Because these are hosted somewhere in the cloud, the data gets stored in the cloud. And no IT maintenance cost, because we are not installing any of the servers physically. We don't need any IT team to look after your servers. Now, if somebody is using on-premise application, so you should have a separate IT team who should be implementing it, or who should be looking after those servers. And we need a dedicated space for keeping those servers. And if something happens to our servers, it is our team's responsibility to go and fix the issue. Whereas in cloud computing, it is always up. You don't have to worry about any of the disasters. Okay, it is the responsibility of the cloud service provider to keep the system, or keep the application always up. And then lower cost of ownership, obviously, because we are not procuring any servers, we are not dedicating any space for the servers, or we are not hiring any candidates or any IT team. The cost that we spend on the cloud computing applications are much lesser than the on-premise applications. Now you want to use the applications for 500 employees, you subscribe for 500 employees and start using it. You want to have 10,000 employees data, you go for subscribe for 10,000 employee data. And easily upgraded. Any application that we use needs some kind of upgrades. And these upgrades can be the new features that can be implemented or that can be included into the application. Like if you take a simple example of a WhatsApp application, so everybody must be using WhatsApp application, right? So the WhatsApp application, when it was introduced, it didn't had all the features that what we are using now. We didn't had option of attaching a location or attaching, a picture or attaching a document. But later these were added into the application. Even today, we'll see some changes. We see some changes. So every year we see some changes in it. We can even send money through WhatsApp. So similarly, all the cloud computing applications also they need some kind of upgrades. And when it comes to success factors gets updated every 6 months. And these upgrades contain the features, the new features, or for the existing features, there might be the enhancements. And if they have identified any issues, if no, since it is a SAP product, if SAP has identified any issues in the product, they will also fix those issues in these releases. So twice in a year, SuccessFactors application gets updated. That's easily upgraded. So you don't have to do anything. As a consultant or a end user, we don't have to do anything. Oh, SuccessFactors takes care of these upgrades. Okay. Any doubts so far? Feel free to ask any kind of questions that you have. Now, we talked about success factors. We talked about the modules of success factors. Talked about what is an employee central. What do we do in employee central? So let's go and review what we'll be doing or what we'll be learning in next 30 days. Okay, so success factors. So let me open the course content once. Give me a second. Okay. So the employee central module, it takes 24 sessions to complete the training. So every day we'll be having 1 hour of session and all of these sessions are of practical. Okay. First 4 sessions would be theoretical part, like we'll be covering what and how of success factors, like what is a cloud, what is a success factors, why should we use success factors, what is learning hub, what is certification hub, or what is launchpad. So there are some theoretical part which we should know before getting into success factors. So how the success factors applications gets updated, we call it release management. What do we do in release management? What is our role in release management? What is the role of a success factors consultant? What we would be doing in the application? Okay, so all of these things we'll be talking in the first 4 sessions. Then from there on, we'll be moving to the application. You all will be given access to success factors application where you can log in and practice. Okay, so every day we'll be discussing 1 hour of the practical part. You can ask any kind of question that you have in those topics. Next day when you come back to the session, if you have any doubts or if you want me to explain or a recap of what we have done, we can do that. Okay, so we start now. In success factors we have 2 types of systems. One is called the provisioning and second is called instance. Anybody can access instance. If you have your credentials with you, you can go log into instance, but not everybody can log into provisioning. To log into provisioning, you need to have a certification. So to work or to be part of success factors team, you need to be a certified, at least you need to be certified in one module. So we have certifications for different modules like Employee Central Time Off, Employee Central Payroll, PMGM, which is performance management, compensation, learning, etc. So for all of these modules, we have certifications. And if you have to work on any of these modules, the first thing that you need is the certification in that respective module. So how to do the certification, I'll explain you. What comes in certification, how to clear your certification, that we'll discuss in detail. Okay, so once you have the certification and if you're associated with any of the organizations, we call them implementation partners. If you are associated with implementation partners, you will get the provisioning access. So you log into provisioning, you configure few things in the provisioning and then come back to instance. Now we only do a 10% of the configuration in provisioning. Balance or the rest of the 90% of the configuration, we do it in the instance. So we'll be giving you the instance access. Now I'll show you how to log into provisioning, what we have to configure in the provisioning. We'll start with that because every implementation, every SuccessFactors implementation starts enabling the features in provisioning and then doing the configuration in instance. We enable services in provisioning and we configure in instance. Even the employees of the organization, they log into instance. Okay, so we'll see how to start the implementation, what steps we have to follow. SuccessFactors recommends us to follow a certain sequence, like there are some 18 steps which SuccessFactors recommends. So we follow that. We go log into provisioning, enable all the features of provisioning, come back to instance. Okay, and then you log into instance and start configuring the system. So we follow the implementation sequence recommended by SuccessFactors. Okay. Now home page acquaintance, like now when you log into SuccessFactors, how the SuccessFactors application looks. Now, if you look at the SuccessFactors application here, every customer will see a similar page when they log in. Now, maybe the picture would vary, maybe the logo of the company that varies, maybe the background color is different, but all of the customers will see the similar home page. Okay, so what do we have in the home page? What is the search bar or what is this drop downs that we have or what do we see in employees profile icon here? So we'll talk about all of this details on the home page. And then we go start with the introduction of XML. SuccessFactors is a functional application or we don't do anything in the coding. A very little of XML knowledge is required in SuccessFactors. Okay, so we use here something called data models which are in XML language. Okay, so we'll go and see what we have to do in XML, how to do the coding in XML. We don't do any coding, but we should understand what is there in the XMLs. Okay, so I'll give you that knowledge of XML. So we have basically some data models like corporate data model, succession data model, event recent derivation or workflow. So we have the 7 data models in the system. We'll go through each and every data model. Okay, so once we set up these data models, we are good to go and do the configuring the company's structure. Like you sit with the customer, you understand their requirements, you understand their org structure. Okay, if somebody asks you where you working, you'll say that I'm working for so and so company, maybe Deloitte or IBM or Accenture or Capgemini or so and so. So the next question would be, okay, so you're working in so and so company, but in which technology are you working in? You'll say working in SuccessFactors or HR application. Okay, within SuccessFactors, So which module are you working on? It's a Employee Central. Now, whether you're working as a technical consultant or a functional consultant, again, that's part of your org structure. So if you see here, you're working on Employee Central, which is part of SuccessFactors and which is part of a cloud computing applications or cloud computing HR applications. And these applications you are working in Deloitte or IBM or Accenture. So that's your org structure. So basically the org structure that the SuccessFactors supports is your company, business unit, division, department, and so on. So anybody, if you log into application, you can see the org structure that you follow. So let me show you that. You can interrupt and stop me if you want to know more about anything. Okay. Now, if I go to the company information or company structure overview. Okay. So let's go to company structure overview. Now, this is your org chart where you can see the hierarchical representation of the employees, who is reporting to whom. Similarly, we can also see the company structure overview. You can look at the company structure overview. I go look at one of the company. You see here, this company we have, okay, one company which has got two business units, and these two business units have got some divisions, and these divisions has got some departments. Now this is your org structure. This is your org structure of the company. So first thing that you do in the system is you go configure the org structure. What company that you want to configure in the system? What is the company code? What is the company name? How many business units they have, how many divisions they have, or how many departments they have. I see here NSL is one of the company which has got two business units, and these two people are heading those business units, and each of these business units have got some divisions, and these divisions have got some departments under them. So this is the org structure what we create in the system. So you need to configure the company, business unit, division, department, location. So all of these are called the foundation objects. These are called the foundation objects. So we'll start with the foundation objects. Once we configure all these foundation objects, we'll go and hire the employees. Now here, if you go and see, you can see this number here. This is 4 employees. There are 4 employees in this department. Okay, there are total of 17 positions which are available in this department, and out of those 17 positions, 4 positions are filled with the employees. So we can also see the number of employees. Now, because we have added some employees into each of these departments or divisions, we see the number here. Okay, so we'll go and see how to hire an employee, what all information that we fill while hiring the employees. Okay, that we see in hiring the employees. Once we hire employees, the employees can log into the system. They can start updating their information. When an employee logs in, they can do some updates to their profile, but they cannot edit others' information. So let's say I'm an employee. When I log into SuccessFactors application, I can update my personal information. I can update my address details. I can update my contact details. I can view my salary details. I'll not have access to update my salary details. I can view my grade. I can view my number of hours that I have to work, but I'll not have edit access. I can go look at other employees' information, like maybe the address or personal information or the education details. I can go and view, but I'll not have edit access. I will not have view access of others' compensation details. I'll only have my compensation details view. I cannot view others' compensation details. When a HR logs in, HR can update their own information and can also update others' information. It could be personal or it could be compensation information. So that's because of the role that they are in. So how the access is granted to employees, what permissions are required for employees, what permissions are required for managers or for HRs. So all of this we will discuss in RBP. RBP is nothing but role-based permissions. The permissions are granted to employees based on the role that they are in. If I have an employee, I'll have some access. If I am a manager, there are some employees reporting to me. So I'll have a different access. The login credentials, they are same, the procedure is same, but when we log in, we see some additional access. And then as a HR manager, if I'm logging as HR manager, I'll have different permissions. So how to control these permissions, that we see in the RBP part, the security part. Once we are done with the security part, we'll move into approvals for any of the processes, like while hiring the employees, if you want to have the approval process, or if when you're transferring as a HR, if you're transferring any employee, okay, and if you want system to trigger a workflow, or when you're promoting an employee, or if you want a workflow to be triggered, or when you're applying a leave, approvals are to be triggered. So how many levels of approvals are to be triggered? And what are those approvals? Do you want to have a different approval process for different processes? Like for leave, I want to have one level of approval. For promotions, I want to have 3 levels of approval. For transfers, I want to have 2 levels of approval. Yes, all of these can be configured under workflows. So we'll go and see how to configure the workflows, how to set the approvers, okay, how to set the notifications. All of these things we'll see in workflows. We'll see how to set up the complete instance. Like if your customer says, I want to have my own logo, or I want to have a different color on this header, or I want to have a different picture on the home page, I want to have a different color on the background, I don't want to see all of these actions here, or I want to have some custom cards onto the home page. So all of these things can be done through the theme manager or the home page configuration. Now, when you maintain the employee data, you can also upload the picture of the employee. You can have the background of the employee as well. Now, you can have your own background. What all information that you want to store here? Now, these are all the employee related data. So within personal information, you have address, dependent information, you have contact information, you have biographical information. So what information that you want to have for your customer? So those are configured here. And this is called the people profile, where you see all the employee information. So we go configure this data. Now, SuccessFactors gives you some standard fields or some standard information. You can also add any additional data that you want to have. Now, there's a portlet or a section called personal information. This is personal information. SuccessFactors gives you the standard fields like first name, last name, or middle name, or salutation, suffix. These are all standard fields. Now you can also add custom fields into this personal information or any portlet. Like if you see here a blood group, this is not a standard field. User doesn't know whether it is a standard or custom, but consultant knows whether it is a standard or a custom. Looking at the field, cannot make out whether it is a standard or a custom. Okay, so we see some standard fields and some custom fields. And sometimes it happens that a new section is added into the system, onto the employee profile. If something is not available in SuccessFactors, okay, so those can also be customized, and we call it custom portlets. You call them custom portlets. To give you an example, this is the custom portlet, the NSL uniform, what you see here. Here you go track the uniforms issued to the employee. How many uniform sets are issued? Okay. What is the color of the uniform? So all of the information about the uniforms are stored here. So this is a custom portlet which is not available in the standard system but configured for only a particular customer. So how to configure a custom portlet or custom block? How to add standard fields into the custom portlet, custom fields into the standard portlets, that we see here in custom configurations or configure people profile. We go look at the org chart. So how to configure the org chart, how to display the company information, like the hierarchical representation of the employees, who is reporting to whom. You go see the employee hierarchy up to the top level. Okay, up to any level. So this is your org chart. You can also look at the position org chart, how many positions you have in each of the department, how many of them are filled, how many of them are vacant. You can see the position org chart as well. That we see how to configure this position org chart, what details you want to store in each of those positions. Okay, that we see here in position management. The text replacement, we go and see how to replace the text. So some customers, they want to call it as a org chart. Some customers want to keep it as a company information. Some customers want to have it as a org info. Okay, so you can replace any of the text that you see in SuccessFactors application. So different customers uses different names. So you can go and rename all of these things in the system. Okay, now at the end, we also see how to report the data. Under reporting, because we maintain a lot of information of the employees. And if you have to pull out a report of how many employees we have in the organization, or each location or each department, how many employees we have, what are the employees of a particular grade, or I want to know employees with a salary range of 1 lakh to 2 lakhs, or I want to know the employees of a particular location, or I want to know all the regular employees or all the contractors. I want to pull a report. So you can do that using reports. So these things we'll be discussing in next 24 or 25 sessions. So we do these sessions 1 hour a day, okay, for 5 days in a week. We generally don't take sessions on Saturdays and Sundays. If you want, we can have it on Saturdays, but not on Sundays. Okay, so we'll be covering these sessions, the complete course content in 24 sessions or 24 hours. Now, sometimes it may extend up to 25 or 26. Okay, you'll be given access to the system. You'll be given 1 month access to system to practice all those things what we discuss. Okay, you'll be given the documentation. We'll be giving you the guidance for certification process. We'll make sure you'll pass in your first attempt. We'll help you out in resume preparations. Okay.
And what about the study documents?
Yes, that is also included. All SuccessFactors standard documents. I'll be sharing you the document. There are a lot
Okay.
of documents available. Okay, but some of them are very important. I'll be telling you what are those. You don't have to worry about your documentation. I'll give you the best of the best documents.
Okay.
Okay, that's not something what I have prepared. That's prepared by SuccessFactors.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a pause here and see if you have any questions related to the training.
Yeah, actually, SAP SuccessFactors completely have around 3 modules, sir, right? EC
No,
and
it's
HCM.
no, it's not. Employee Central, we have 3. Employee
Oh,
Central Core, Employee Central Time Off, which is all about time management, where you track the leaves and attendances and timesheets. And then we have Employee Central Payroll, okay, ECP.
okay.
These 3 are 3 different modules in Employee Central. So we are looking at the Employee Central Core, which takes 25 sessions to complete.
Oh. So you are also going to cover the others, or also only we are covering employee EC core only here?
Only EC Core. So it all depends upon your interest, what you want to learn. If you want to learn Employee Central Time Off also or payroll also, we provide those trainings as well. But this is only whatever that we have discussed for this is only the Employee Central. So you'll have different certifications for these modules, different resource on the projects. So now if you are working on a project, either you'll be working on time off or in payroll or in Employee Central Core.
Okay.
So these
Employee
three are the
Central
different.
Core is one such module where you'll find lot of configurations. This is a base or the core module. So every customer needs Employee Central. Time off is not required for every customer. If they want, we can implement.
This is the different
Okay.
thing. Time off and payroll,
Yeah, time off and payroll is different. Time off, you only track the leaves and attendances. Payroll, we process the payroll.
salary general. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
So one more doubt is like this HCM HCM is a different thing, right? That is an on-premise application that comes under now it is has been moved into cloud-based, right? Or am
No,
I wrong?
no. SAP
Not
HCM is a on-premise application which is owned by SAP. We still have SAP HCM. There are customers who are using SAP HCM. There are customers who have migrated from SAP HCM to SuccessFactors. SuccessFactors is also a product of SAP. Okay, so for some customers they implement SuccessFactors. Now, whichever customers want to move to cloud computing, they implement SuccessFactors for them, and for whichever customer they want to have the on-premise application, they go with SAP HCM. These two
Oh,
are 2 different
okay.
applications.
Okay. So for as you told earlier, is there any criteria that we have to also learn HCM before going to SF?
No,
not required.
it is not required. It is not mandatory or no. It's good to have, but no, it is not mandatory. Now, it is not only SAP, any other application. It could be your Oracle HCM or no any local application. So you will just understand the structure. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
What about the integration part?
Integrations, see, it all depends upon the type of interface that your customers are using. Now, some uses
There is
Delbhoomi, some
another
uses
module, right?
HANA Cloud. Yeah, it is another. That's more of technical.
Okay.
Is it possible after we finish the course that we are capable in order to have the certificate and to have the test?
This text is conducted by SAP itself. Okay, I'll be giving you more information on the certification, like how to log into the certification app. There is a portal, SAP portal, where you have to log in and then you pay your certification fee and appear for the certification exam. I'll tell you the process and I'll show you where to do that. Okay,
Okay,
I'll give you
okay,
some questions as I'll show you some questions as well, how the examination looks like.
okay.
Yeah, after this course, yes, you can appear for certification and yeah.
Yeah, as you told, there are two pages of success factor, instance and provisioning. So which one we
Yes,
are going to use as a lab when you will be providing us? So what will be that page?
it is the instance. The provisioning, as I said, provisioning access you'll only get if you are a certified
Right.
consultant.
Yes.
Okay.
Then
So,
how?
and out of the 100% configuration, you will only do a little, like 5 to 10 percentage max in provisioning, and rest of the 90 percentage configuration we do it in the instance.
But in provisioning, we need to enable the switches, right?
Yes, I'll show
Then
you
how will you
how
do
to
that?
enable those switches. No, I'll show you. I'll now log into one of the provisioning account and I'll show you.
Okay, we will learn
Okay.
that also. That's what, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
I'll be showing you, but I'll not be able to grant you the access to provisioning.
Okay. For the provisioning, enable the switching, the documents we need
Yes,
to know about. Yeah.
yes. You'll find that information in the implementation guide.
Okay, then fine. No issue.
What switches are to be enabled, what happens when you enable a switch. So all of that information you'll have in the document.
Yes.
Any other doubts? No doubts?
No.
Others? See, feel free to ask any kind of questions. So even if I have to explain you again, I can do that. Any topics that you know, not only now in demo session, but again when you're having the practical sessions also, somewhere you feel that now there are some important and difficult topics like workflows and business rules. Okay, so where if you need more information or if you want me to repeat the same session again, yes, I can do that for you.
What will be the timings actually? Like when do you want to start the session and what will be the timing?
So we are planning to have two sessions, one in the morning and one in the evening.
Okay.
If it is in the morning, it is most likely it would be 7:30 to 8:30, and if it is in the evening, it is 7 to 8. You can speak to for the timings and the commercials part with Satish or Ravi, whomever you're
Okay.
coordinating with. You can speak to
Okay.
them on the timings part.
Okay.
And what if we get stuck while doing some labs? So how we get the solution?
So you all will be getting a recording of the session every day. Okay, so you can go through the first thing is you can go through the recording. Secondly, you can reach out to Ravi or Satish. Okay, or you can email your doubts and you'll know you'll get the reply on the same day.
Okay, okay.
Or you
Like
can
after the class,
WhatsApp
if we'll be
Satish or
doing.
Ravi. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Any other doubts? So if you don't have any doubts, we'll stop it here. You can speak to Satish or Ravi for the continuation of these sessions. We are planning to start these sessions from tomorrow itself. Okay, so interested people can reach out to Satish or Ravi and get connected. Okay, thank you all.
Sure.
Thank you for your time. Hope to see you in the sessions.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Venu. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Venu.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.